The party launches their surprise attack on the tower, but find themselves surprised as a frost giant rises from the snow outside. Fortunately, Yaramir entrances it with his magic, allowing Grimes and Faris to sneak up the tower. Bedlam breaks out as Faris and Grimes find the gnolls hiding upstairs. The fight rages up and down the tower in a very dramatic fashion, with the giant climbing, dogs leaping to their doom, and spells thrown around. Eventually, the giant is slain and the gnolls soon start falling, one by one. Exhausted but alive, with one gnoll prisoner, the party search the tower and find no sign of the treasure hoard. Dejected, they decide to move back to their camp, thinking that staying in the tower might be a bad move. However, when they reach camp, they find kobolds scavenging it. Fortunately, Yaramir uses his magic to frighten them away. The next day, they track down the giant's body and scalp it, and decide to find somewhere away from the tower to recover. The gnoll prisoner reveals to them a white dragon called Sleet, leading a pack of gnolls to the south, before Faris turns their prisoner into a delicious meal. What weird shit does Grimes do while the rest are in camp? Was the gnoll telling the truth about Sleet? How screwed is the party? Let's find out now on Frozen Frontier.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. It's good to be back.
It's been a while. It's been too long.
It's been a hot minute, yeah.
4 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
Forever. Thankfully, we've already got
man.
our recap set up, and we did our banter in the pre-show, so we can sort of delve more or less straight into things. Unless there's any sort of things you guys need to take care of ahead of time.
I broke my foot, which is pretty exciting. A giant piece of concrete fell from about 8 foot and landed on my foot.
That sounds horrifying. I'm sorry, Nick.
I'm sorry, did it shatter your foot, or was it just like...
It wasn't like... It was like asbestos, not concrete, so it wasn't as heavy as like concrete.
Okay.
So you just have like foot cancer now.
Way more cancer, yeah.
Yeah, but it hurt a lot. I broke like 2 toes. So.
Damn.
I'd like a shattered foot, please. Hold the concrete. I can't.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know, just in case anyone wants to feel sorry for me.
Hey, man, that sucks.
Well,
I'd sign your cast, but you're very far away.
Yeah. It's a
you're
little-
half French. It's hard for us to feel worse for you than we already do.
Wow. That's all I'll say to that.
Damn.
All right, so let's take a look at where you guys are on the map.
Yeah.
Let's zoom on in. We are not where you guys are. You guys can go there.
Yeah, we're
where
by
Marshall is.
William.
Today is the 9th of January. I believe this is the day
Are
that
we
we're
reunited
starting.
at the camp?
Yeah, you guys executed the Knoll last time.
What weird shit
and-
was Layla talking about?
I don't know, Grimes. What sort of
No,
weird
that's the-
shit were you
That's
doing?
the worst part. Like, I'm thinking, I know we had a plan when we stopped last time, but it's been like over a month since we last played.
I mean,
and I don't
plan
remember
is
what it
heal and
was.
bask in our glory. I mean, so weird shit. I mean, Grimes did.
No, because we're running.
No, the real plan is, where are we getting picked up by, Zaz? Is it Treasure Town? And when?
I think so.
I'm looking at
Treasure
I'm looking
Town
at
or
you, Yaramir.
Saltport?
Wait, Neal, do you remember?
Oh, we've got to clear out the ghosts or something from Saltport before.
I feel like Yaramir's wrote it down, right?
I think we were getting picked up at Treasure Town.
Yeah.
So I will mention one bit of weird shit, I guess. I don't know if this is what Layla was referring to, but I mean, I do have a giant scalp strapped to my back. What is the circumference of a giant's head?
The giant is...
Diameter, probably more. Diameters, probably. Do you have that written down?
Yeah.
Are you carrying that for me?
Ryan, what is the diameter of your head?
I don't know, but I don't know if that would be an accurate representation.
No, because the giant is 3.5 times
Minimum,
larger
okay.
than you, so It's
Shall I
three
get
and
a
half
tape?
times.
I'll go get a tape.
I don't have a tape measure. We can go
If you could
set.
figure it out, Yaromir, I would appreciate
Hold on,
that.
I'll go get a tape.
Thanks. This is the best part about D&D is when you try and figure out whether something would happen or not, and then you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just try it.
All right, yeah, the average circumference is 22 inches
Yeah.
for a human male.
Well, you'd want to 3.5 times the diameter, and then figure out the new
Okay,
circumference.
diameter.
Wait, is he gonna measure? Don't say anything. I want to see if he measures his head.
Yeah, okay. How close to the average is?
Well, I'm very big-headed, so you might have to reduce this.
All right, what do you got?
22 inches.
Wow.
All right.
Perfectly average. We could have just looked it up on Bing and not had to move it all.
Oh,
this-
Then we wouldn't have had that special.
What are we, Nick,
More
here?
D&D.
That's circumference of the. Yeah.
77 inches around is the circumference of the giant's head.
That's not that big.
I don't know why you want to know the circumference
Well,
of the head.
I can
but-
carry it
Well, I'm
because
trying
as somebody,
to imagine whether it's strapped.
I mean,
to
you
your
can
back.
fold it up.
It sounds like a
No,
reasonable.
Grimes, you have retrieved the scalp of a giant for magical purposes. Yaramir's creepy shit. Are you actually interested in hauling that around, or are you passing that off to Yaramir as soon as possible?
I don't know. It's,
I mean, I can carry it because, as somebody pointed out, my armor does not count toward encumbrance.
Says who?
Magic armor-
What?
magic armor does not-
The rule does not apply here. Your armor counts for the encumbrance.
Oh,
Look
Yeah.
at
DM hacks.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Do you have it? I can't remember where we left off last time. If we.
I remember where we
laid
left off.
out.
It's going to be the morning. Your guys are all about to wake up. But first, we don't often talk about watches because you're usually hunkered down inside a tent, but usually I would expect you to keep someone awake at night, right? There's always someone on watch.
Yeah.
So what is the order of watches that you're taking tonight?
no. It's an innocent question.
I thought we had a standard order established.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but I've long forgotten it. So
Okay, I think I go first because I need. I get up early because I'm old, so I go first, and then I think Yaramir does last because he needs a straight.
Yeah, Yaramir has to be on one of the ends. I guess Ferris will go whichever one is darker between the middle two watches because he's got that fancy
I think-
infravision.
Sure, so we're gonna
I think
go
Ferris
William,
does.
Ferris, Grimes, Yaromir.
Other
Sure,
way
yeah.
around, I think.
William
Wasn't-
Grimes,
I'm fine
Ferris,
either
Yarrow?
way, but I thought we
Who
had said
cares?
Ferris did the 4 a.m. shift, but.
All right,
It's whatever.
Grimes, not Grimes, Yaromir, would you please make me a perception check during your shift?
I will in just a moment. What in the hell's going on? There we go. Perception.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. So during your watch, you can hear the winds kind of picking up a little bit. Yesterday was a really light. I think yesterday was a calm day, and it's looking like today is going to be light or moderate out. The winds are beginning to pick up, but then you hear this like. The soft crunching of snow somewhere outside the tent.
Okay. How do we watch outside the tent? I assume we're like peeking our nose out. Is that too cold? Does that let all the warmth out?
I mean, I think you can like poke your head out, look around, and tuck your head back in. Or if you want, you can exit and walk around and come back in.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? Because I got all the like gear on
Mm-hmm.
because I'm awake. Yeah. Let's take a schmoz. Let's take a walk. I'm speaking weird. Let's exit the tent and see what we can see. I actually can't see much because I'm not dark vision.
Take the creepy skull with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
No, you got the Ankh.
Oh, the Ankh sheds like bright light, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I want dim light. I want to take Ferris's creepy skull.
All right. It's tied to his character. Luckily, Ferris doesn't sleep in all of his armor, so it's just like tied
Yeah,
to his
it's probably-
belt, which is next to his
I was gonna
bed.
say.
This like belt with me, holding it. Well, this is a nasty belt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear this.
As you open the flap and begin to step outside, you hear a quickly retreating into the distance. The sound of some small creature scurrying away. You step out of the tent and come across, very near to the front, maybe 15 feet from the front, there's a hunk of meat, of bloody meat. Just kind of sitting there.
So you say hunk of meat. It doesn't look like a fresh kill, like a deer or something. It looks like a slab of ham or something. Like it looks like it's prepared.
It looks like someone killed a deer very recently and just like left it near your tent.
Okay, so it's not a hunk of meat so much as it's a dead animal. Okay.
No, it's like, it's a hunk of meat. It's only about this big, It's a deer that has been chopped up and just a small chunk of meat has been left.
So it looks like it's been prepared. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are we near like a cave or a nest, or like was there any formation that we chose here for a reason?
No, this just happened to be a good spot to bunker down for the night.
Interesting. I'm gonna just kind of like lift the skull up and take a look around, like maybe behind the tent and in the nearby area to see if there's anything else kind of watching.
Fresh tracks. And around the area, why don't you give me another perception check? It's pretty dark.
Sure.
So you're gonna have to roll really well to spot something. I mean, you've got your lantern, your skull lantern.
Yep.
That
was 21.
Right, 21. That's pretty good. You definitely see the tracks. They are headed west.
Okay.
But there's nothing else conspicuous nearby.
Okay. What are the rules on spells here? I've just woken up, right, and this is a watch. Mm-hmm. I probably don't have anything memorized, so I just have 0 spell capacity at this point.
You have whatever you had the previous day that you didn't use.
Okay. In that case, what I'm going to do is look up the width of an alarm spell to see where I'm going to put it, and then kind of wait. Up to a 20-foot cube. Nothing per level, huh? Disappointing. Okay. So I'm going to take a look around. There's no like cave or overhang or anything behind our tent.
Just open forest.
I'm going to make. I'm going to start drawing out. Just like lines in the snow, kind of like I'll just take like a big stick or something, and inlay them with like fine silver that kind of grows and with me as I say the magic words along it, and like line a 20-foot cube with the center of it in the like where the meat is, and extending out the bottom square is next to the flap of the tent, and then another 10 feet beyond, like out into the woods, right?
So it covers the area in front of the tent, including the meat, but not the tent itself.
Correct, right? Like I want the spell to end like right at the flap of the tent, and then beyond as well. So I guess here we can make this happen. If this is our meat and this is our tent, right? I want my spell to do like this type of thing. Right?
Perfect.
With my cube. And then I cast that spell and I kind of go back into the tent. Maybe I leave just a sliver. I'll cover the lantern. I'll leave just like a sliver of tent flap open, so maybe I can see out a little bit by starlight or dimly. And I'll just kind of wait and listen to see what is there.
All right. Minutes quickly swing by. Half an hour passes with no activity.
Okay.
Then another hour passes, and before you know it, the sun is beginning to come up. And your watch is over, and it's time to wake the party.
Okay. I wake the party and then begin memorizing spells. Do I memorize one less spell for the alarm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
If you memorize spells right after, you could memorize alarm too, right, Neal?
Yeah, but he's on watch. You're not going to sit down and memorize spells when you're supposed to be on watch. Like, that would defeat the purpose of being on watch.
So did he memorize alarm that morning? Yeah. It wasn't left over from yesterday.
No,
Yeah,
I had alarm.
It wouldn't matter either way.
Previously. That's why I asked about the spells, because I would have tried something different.
So if you had alarm previously, then I think you can memorize all your spells, right?
No, because he casts a
already
spell and
memorized
he's on
spells before
watch,
the
and then
watch.
he's not rested enough to rememorize spells after casting.
So he has no new spells.
He's got whatever he had yesterday minus alarm.
All right.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are gonna be prepared to fight everything for me.
No, we're beat up, right?
Everyone's been on the run. Everyone's weak.
My character sheet says 9.
I'm at 8. Actually, wait. Do we get proportional increases when we
must have been
level?
a few days since the fight.
It's been, I think, 3 days since the fight.
I've gained 2
okay.
HP.
I think that
It's been
we
4
didn't
days
use
since
any
the fight.
spells in the previous day, did we?
You probably rememorized spells the next day, or the next 2 days, because you had an all-nighter.
So I'm out 1.
All right. So Greg, we never did settle. Do you have the scalp written on your character?
I would. Yeah. I mean, I think
Wait,
so.
it was on yours. Okay.
I would be surprised if Yaramir or if Grimes tracked walked around with it.
Yeah, I do have the giant hairs written down though. So did you have need for the braid? Or did you
No.
take that as well?
That was your thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's why it's still noted here.
So
Okay.
Neal,
I just have hair. Yeah.
I've recovered 2 HP since the fight.
Sure.
Is that including yesterday, or
Yeah.
so we should be getting 2 a day, right?
You should get 1 from tonight's rest.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I rememorize spells. I'm gonna wake the party. The first person I'm gonna wake is Ferris. And shake him awake and basically just say, "Good elf, we have been visited in night by visitors. I do not know what they were. Small creatures. They left some footprints and a slab of meat. I was
Ferris,
hoping
looks
perhaps
out.
you could
Ferris,
identify them by their tracks."
Why didn't you wake me earlier? And Bear's a little bit
figured
grumpy.
you needed your sleep.
Starts to get up.
Nothing threatening.
Dons his armor. I think it takes like a minute
Sure.
because it's leather.
Yeah, I just wake you first, then I go about waking everyone else. I don't
Okay.
necessarily tell anyone else. I just asked you to go check it out.
Okay, so I put on my stuff before I go out and brave the cold, and then I'll take a look at these tracks.
Well, there's a slab of frozen meat. It's not so much a slab, more as a chunk of frozen meat. It's a pretty good chunk too. It's like more than a person's. It's like a person's ration for the day. And then fairly nearby, there are some small tracks that head west. It looks like they stopped maybe 10 feet from the meat, so maybe they got to a certain point and then tossed it and then left.
Okay, so being an experienced tracker, I want to see if I can identify these tracks.
Yeah, give me a tracking proficiency check.
All right. Roll d20 plus 14, I believe is my tracking check. Nope. Even if it was better, it wouldn't matter.
You can re-roll it if you spend another 10 minutes, right? Or an hour?
Yeah, I mean, everyone else is going to be doing stuff in the morning anyways. I don't
Right,
mind
so
doing that.
these are small tracks. They've been made maybe 4 hours ago, and it is a light day, so they're sort of filled in. You can get the scale of the creature, but you can't get
I feel like that's
the
kind of the whole point.
specifics.
I mean, what's the point of taking tracking if I can't identify slightly covered up tracks? Because anybody can look at the snow and go, "Oh yeah, those are tracks right there. I see tracks."
Well,
But
let me finish what I'm going to say. You might not
Okay.
have a complaint after I'm done.
okay,
It is a small humanoid creature that is bipedal. Small bipedal humanoid creature.
okay,
Which should probably be enough for you to put 2 and 2 together.
yeah, no, that's yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
What are these kobolds up to? They're trying to poison.
I do not trust the meat at all.
I think the rest of us are aroused from our.
Yeah.
So first, while you're looking around at these tracks, inspecting them, you notice that maybe 40 feet away from the tent, there's another chunk of meat.
Maybe we're meant to follow it.
'Tis bait.
And if you keep going,
I think
another
they
like
mean to
100
catch
feet,
Ferris.
another 50, 60 feet, there's another chunk of meat.
So wait, are these surrounding the tent, or are they going out in a line?
They're heading in a straight line
Which direction, cardinally
West.
speaking? West. Okay.
towards the
The
mountains.
mountains.
To the
Elf
mountains.
bait.
I'm gonna walk back to the tent and report that one to the party. That's a bit on the strange side.
I think we're gearing up. Right?
You see,
Yeah.
you found what, Faris?
Yeah, I kind of I open up fly, I say, there's a trail of, have you heard the old fable about the trail of bread crumbs? Imagine that, but with large slabs of meat instead.
Excuse me?
It's a bit of a grim take on the fairy tale, I know, but there's a trail of butchered meat.
What kind of meat? You have to show me. Hang on. I've walk out. What kind of meat is this?
Maybe venison, I'm not sure.
Grimes' interest is also piqued.
Actually,
Pulling
would I
weapons
know? I am
outside.
an experienced cook.
Yeah, I feel like
you have eaten a lot of different types of meat in your life, Ferris. If you could thaw some of those, because it's frozen now, it's been out here for hours and hours. If you taste it, I'm sure you could identify it. You've eaten
I'm not
everything you've
I
come
don't trust
across.
it at all.
Oh,
Okay.
I do not trust this meat.
I squat next to it and poke it with a dagger. Can I? Is it a steak? Has it been prepared, or are we
No,
talking like there's skin attached? It's like the haunches of an animal.
It's butchered, but it's raw.
Or like
it's like someone took a leg and just like started hacking it into bits and pieces,
so
and just
turning
like
it
threw
over.
the
Does it
pieces.
look like it was cut with an implement, or was it
Yes.
torn with tooth and claw?
Maybe a little bit of both. You can definitely see cut marks. In fact, you can see like cut marks that didn't go all the way through in the hunk. Like someone was just hacking at this thing, and like some of the cut marks like cut all the way down and then they cut over, but some of them also missed and like just chopped into the meat. It's not well butchered. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's not a prepared thing that you'd find in a butcher's shop. It's like a kobold tried to hack a deer to pieces and like tossed it in front of your tent.
Spoilers.
That's what it's like. I didn't say it was, Stop. Just as bad as Rob.
So you think they're trying to lead us somewhere?
Seems likely.
I mean, I don't tend to follow the will of kobolds, but this is an unusual gesture from the kobolds that live in this place.
It could easily be a trap.
Or it could be bait meant to lure something else to here.
Well, they put it right outside the tent.
Yaramir told me that something came up to the tent during the night. It seems unlikely they were trying to lure something else.
Who knows where the other end leads? Maybe straight to the lair of a frost dragon.
Look, we need to do a couple of days resting. Grimes, maybe you could follow the trail.
Always Grimes, as I trudge out into the...
Well, you are the most disposable.
I'm gonna trudge out after you.
Yeah. Tagging along, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag along. I'm gonna pick up the meat like as I go.
Okay.
Like I think like Yaramir kind of just feels like it would be rude not to accept this offering, even if they're a little confused about where it might have come from. But I think Yaramir feels like he needs to pick this up because no one else is.
Sure.
And so like he's tracking along with Grimes, especially since Yaramir's fairly healthy and he knows that everyone else kind of took a beating.
Before you go off though, I say like Yaramir, you're not as quiet-footed as Grimes. What if they see you? I was sending him because I figured he'd be able to sneak up on them.
I will stay back. Is no worry. Yaramir can be quiet sometimes when he tapes his mouth shut.
Well, I'd rather you were here tending to my wounds, but if you insist.
I'll stitch you up when I get back. Do not worry.
All right, well, don't be too long.
The trail leads you about 500
They walk
feet.
off, and Ferris just turns to him and says, "We're never going to see them again."
If they're not here by the nightfall, we'll leave in the morning.
Not if they're here by the morning, we'll leave in the morning. But if they're not here by nightfall, we'll leave in the morning.
If they come back in the middle of the night, we're not letting them in.
No, that means that they're ghosts.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Ooh, all right. The trail goes about 500 feet before it comes to a stop. Well, I guess the trail doesn't come to a stop, but it comes to an interesting point where there are 3 like equal balls of snow that have been stacked directly on top of each other with one more section of meat, a bigger one this time with kind of a bone sticking out of it, stuck into the top of the triple balls.
I stop Yaramir if I can. How far are we from this?
You can see it from like 150 feet. 100 feet.
I stop Yaramir and look above it, I guess. I mean, I am now myself a proficient snarer, setter of snares, trapper, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, but I think I can identify a kobold net trap or whatever. Is there a pit underneath? Can I make
Give me a set snares check. I'm going to have you make it at penalty since you're not like inspecting it yourself. You're inspecting it from a distance, so... At a disadvantage or something?
No, I got no idea. But I don't need a successful check to know that this is a trap. This is where the cage falls from the tree, and the kobolds jump out to eat their elf. Only, too bad for them. A couple of humans showed up. We'll outsmart them, right? And I think I boldly start circling around, thinking that I've solved the trap, and I like circle around the clearing.
Yarmir, what are you
my
doing?
knives and.
Well, he held me back and went into stalking mode. So I guess this seems like a good time to kind of take a step back into the trees. The first thing I'll do is count my pieces of meat that I've picked up.
You picked up 7 pieces of meat, and you can see the 8th one on top of those 3 stacked balls.
All right. 7 pieces of kobold meat. Then I pull out I set them in a star, as the points of the star around my bowl, and I focus on the meat and the intention behind the delivery, and I cast my bones and ask, is this a trap? Is Grimes in danger?
Ooh.
Why don't you think about that while Grimes makes his first couple of actions, and then you can jump in. So I guess I will be moving silently as I circle the clearing. Yeah.
Okay,
Which is another check you need to roll in secret.
I will. I'm just going to PM Yarmir with what his bones tell him.
And meat. That's gotta.
Hey man, you work with what you got.
Oops,
It's
sorry.
even fresher than throwing bones. Throwing the meat.
Yeah.
Does he not get a bonus to this check for focusing on the meat? Specifically declared.
Yes.
You'll account for that, Neal?
I am accounting for the focusing on the meat while he... The second part of that made it even better, but I forgot what you said. While you... Something.
You drew a meat star, Neal. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so Grimes, you wanted to make a
Yeah, I will silently circle strafe the clearing. Probably at least one dagger in hand, fidgeting with the other one,
Okay.
holding my...
Give me a perception check while you sneak around this clearing.
Yeah, I think I slide my hood back, which provides no warmth, and listen with my unmuffed ears. Chilly, but I guess I get to roll my straight perception check, which is
All
a
right.
good thing.
All right.
22.
You look about. You see like a bunch of tracks through the snow, but there's dozens of them. There's like trails running off all over the place that sort of coalesce at this triple snowball with the meat stick stuck in it. These trails just go all over. So.
Yeah. So I'm circle strafing the clearing, crouched, moving as quiet as I can. Still trying to sort out what the trap is. I don't think I'm getting it, and I probably circle as far around the clearing until Yarmir shouts stop, or I bump into some sign of kobolds.
I'm sorry. You're circling around the clearing, but you're going to bump into kobolds and not like me? Where did you start from?
We reached a clearing, and then I start circling around to
Yeah, so like you guys were
get a
coming
better
up this
look at the
way.
trap.
You're
do
gonna
a full-
run, like if you circle all the way around without stopping, you're gonna bump into me, not kobold.
Well, I'll get to the far side of the clearing before that.
Yeah, he's gonna do like a full circle before he comes back to you.
trying to get a
Eventually,
better
he
view of
will
the
run
trap.
into Yaromir if he doesn't run into kobolds first.
So I think I found a trap. I'm trying to. I
understand what you're trying to do, but the way you said that confused me. Is
Yeah, my bad.
yeah, okay.
Well, you get to the far side of the clearing, and you don't see any kobolds. You just see like a dozen tracks all over the place.
So I'll poke it, like take a first step into the clearing and try and look up. Am I any closer to the meat stack from this side, or is it like in the dead center?
I mean, you walked around it, so you tell me how close you are.
Well, you made it sound like there was a clearing in the trees, or is it just amongst the trees?
It's amongst the trees. There's maybe like
Okay.
there's a spot where there's fewer trees, like the density is lower here, but it's not like a full-fledged clearing. You know, it's if that makes sense. You know.
Okay. Well, so I probably circled to the far side of it, and then I start walking towards the meat stack, trying to spot a trap before I step on it. I'll go another 50 feet, I guess. And
All right, so you are 50 feet from the meat trap.
Am I able to? I mean, I guess I don't see a pit below or anything in the trees above it, or
Nope.
can I not get a view above it?
There are trees up there, and there's snow on the upper branches of the trees, and the lower branches of the trees look fine.
I'm gonna climb one of the trees near me, 50 feet away,
Okay.
and I think make my way in the canopy towards it,
Ooh.
leaping from tree to tree if that's necessary. Probably with the use of rope if it comes to
Yeah,
that.
why don't you give me like a climb check? I want to say like -4 because you're going to be on these like wobbly branches.
Okay. So only plus 20.
Only +20. Yeah. You go from tree to tree like a little monkey until you are just above the meat trap.
I think I stop like one tree over to try and see if I can spot. I mean, is there anything hanging from this tree here?
Not yet.
Not yet. If it looks safe, can I roll anything to determine if it's safe, or is that not something I get to do?
I mean, you can make another set snares trap, this time without disadvantage, now that you're real close to it. See if you can figure out if there's a trap here or not. You know?
No, same roll as last time, I think.
Yeah, it's...
I jump into the tree above, the tree nearest the trap.
Okay.
And try and look at it from above.
These snowballs are stacked like almost against the base of a tree, maybe like a foot from it. So there's definitely one tree right above, and you can be...
I'm in that tree, I think.
All right.
And probably descending.
Okay.
There's no like net hanging.
At some point, I gotta see Grimes descending the tree,
You do.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. When he starts descending the tree down towards the meat, I'll kind of pack up my 7-pointed star of meat and bones and begin strolling down towards the snowman of meat.
Sure.
What I think from above, if nothing seems obvious to me, I'm gonna be like hanging in the tree and I'm gonna like dangle something of weight. I think I've got a grappling hook on me. Correct. Grappling hook, yeah. So I'll dangle a grappling hook and like swing it and like prod the meat from above.
It just kind of bumps the meat back and forth a little bit as Yaramir like strolls into the area.
Yeah, all nonchalantly, Grimes hanging upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Carefully prodding it. I think I drop the weight of the hook on the ground and see if it like sets off a trap.
Nope, it doesn't. But around here, there's a very clear non-bird call, like a from somewhere, and you can hear a shifting of snow, and kind of popping out from underneath the snow itself is a single kobold, maybe 30 feet from you guys, and it just like pops up, kind of shakes itself to get the snow off of it, and then very slowly begins walking towards you guys. And you notice in its hands is another hunk of meat.
I look to Grimes and I say, "They have asked the fates. They tell me that trust brings friends. Perhaps this time we may not need to kill them. I think there is something we can learn or gain from them at this time."
It gets to 15 feet from you and then goes down on both of its knees, kind of bowing and presenting the meat to you as it like folds fully in half.
Arcing from the tree, the canopy above, Grimes will ask, "What tribute is this?" In kobold, I guess.
The kobold starts for a moment and then looks up to you, kind of still head bowed, but looks up and says to you, for the great giant killers, please.
You saw what we did? I guess I've also got a... Is Yaramir wearing the giant scalp?
Oh yeah, it's like I have all these scalps around my belt, and then
some of them kobold
like
too.
giant scalp is like on my back, like kind of sticking out.
Nice.
If this like moment of silence and awkwardness kind of persists, I'm gonna walk up and like I've seen a lot of priests in of Martha's church like accept offerings like in a very like ceremonious manner. I'm gonna like take the meat and add it to my stack and like maybe give him a little like arcane like blessing or whatever in the air, like Father, Son, Holy Spirit, whatever.
Neal, how much weight can twine support? Is that meant to be weight bearing, or is that a
I don't know, go down to your local hardware store, grab some twine, and pull it till it breaks. Let me know.
So one cannot hang from twine?
Probably not. I don't think it can support your weight. Okay. Yaramir's like, hold on, I'm gonna hang something from twine.
Like how many pounds is it rated for? Probably.
I don't know. It's not great twine. It's like it's not fishing line.
I will.
That's not twine.
I will tumble from the tree and enter the clearing. Confident.
It should
that
be
there is
under
no
10
trap.
pounds.
Sure.
Okay.
The kobold offers you the meat.
So it looked like Yarmir went to accept.
Yeah, I took it.
Grimes
Right,
is standing,
yeah.
whatever, 15 feet back or wherever the kobold stopped. I land, I guess, next to the initial meat stack.
Sure. The kobold looks towards Yaromir and says, in kobold, which only Grimes can understand, the big dogs! You can destroy them! Please!
I guess I step up beside Yarmir and look at this kobold.
It's a kobold.
What does he sing?
He wants us to become his new big dogs. Do their dirty work for them. I look the kobold up and down. Does he look any different than the kobolds we've seen up in the north of the continent?
No.
No, indistinguishable. Is dressed
I mean, it's
in...
like if you see 20 mutts, and then you see another mutt. Sure, this one might have like slightly different patches of fur, but like, they're all the fucking same, man.
Who said Grimes shared your racial prejudices?
I can't tell the difference between two golden retrievers of the same age. There's no way you can tell the difference between two kobolds of the same age.
Right.
One responds when I say its name, the other doesn't.
Yes, well done. So what do you guys do?
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of at Grimes' mercy here because I can only interact with them so much, right? So if he wants us to be the big dogs, that sounds good. But like,
I mean, what is
I guess
he
that's what
saying? I mean, I'm happy to translate, but I figure we can kind of play it in character, step by
Sure.
step.
Yeah.
And I think there are awkward silences, right? Switching between language.
Yeah.
So it's offered you this meat.
And
It's told you it wants you to kill big dogs. What do you say to it?
So I've stepped behind beside Yarmir.
Uh-huh.
I translated that first line, and then I'll respond in a second or two if Yarmir doesn't have anything.
Okay, I mean, if he wants us to become big dogs, what does that entail exactly?
As doing their dirty work for them. I guess trying to switch back to kobold. Yeah, I think I'll kneel beside Yarmir so I can. So I'm at the kobold's level.
Mm-hmm.
And
It looks to you.
as I was sort of looking the creature up and down, trying to, as you would a golden retriever, I guess, of a certain age. Who are the big dogs?
It points towards the mountain range where the tower is.
I look back. So that's like south from where we are.
It points south to the
Yeah.
tower where you had the fight with the gnolls and the giant.
Not that Grimes knows, but I guess for Yaramir's information.
I can tell you.
No. Yeah. Do I know the word for gnolls in kobold? Can I
Big
say
dogs.
gnolls? Big dogs.
I thought you. Yeah. I'm using the kobold chart from
kobold
the Great
adjustment.
Mother.
It's been
Yeah.
a while since Mama B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big dogs.
Okay, and we're no furs. Okay, so you want? Yeah. All right, it's coming back. I wasn't prepared to be speaking kobold. I thought we had leveled up from that.
You killed big dogs.
Big dogs, troublesome in packs. They're more than just big dogs. And I nod towards the south.
Bad. Get bad. Big dog, go away.
What's your name?
Flugel, it says proudly.
All right, Flugel. So tell me about these big dogs. And I'll crouch, walk a little bit towards it. Does Yarmir ask for any translation, or do you just let Grimes?
I kind of figure if it's important, you'll tell me, right? Like Yaramir's, I respect your ability to negotiate and do this. You're the interpersonal person. I'm a weird, standoffish wizard that doesn't talk to people.
Fair enough. Did these did the big dogs work with big ones? I like unfurl the giant braid and like flap it at it. The big one.
It nods slowly and goes, one big one. Only one.
Well, she's dead. Is there another?
It shakes its head. But bad. Big bad.
A dragon? Maybe that word doesn't have a kobold word.
Fish.
Sleet?
Fish. Silverfish. Flying silverfish.
Grimes stands up frustrated and switches back to common for Yarmir and sort of summarize. Well, sounds like the gnolls are in the tower. No more giants. Thank the gods.
It is good.
And now he's blabbering about a fish. Is he still trying to like explain to him, talking about this big fish?
Yeah, you're translating to Yaromir and maybe missing a lot of what he's saying, but
fish, flying solar fish, is this what he said?
He'd know what a dragon is. Sleep, and I like tower over the.
he like jumps back a moment and nods. Big flying silver fish.
At the tower. Now switching back to kobold. Excited.
Shakes its head. South. I show you. You get big bad. You get big bad. And big dogs go away.
Flugel, how many in your pack?
One and 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 one.
Enough.
What?
I looked at Yarmir. Should we?
Can I like roll intelligence to have like tracked all of those numbers in my head?
Yeah, you got to 6. You're really smart. You can just have done it. It's fine.
Okay.
You got
awesome.
to 16 before Ryan cut him off.
So like I Ryan cuts him off, and I could see him like doing this, and I'm like, I believe he meant 16.
He was still going. You know, kobolds. This one's probably got a lot of litter mates.
What was he counting?
His pack.
Ah.
Him and all of his inbred little cousins.
So you say that he wants us to kill dragon? This seems very difficult.
No, he wants us to kill the gnolls. But apparently the big fish that they work with is in fact a dragon. Who thinks of a dragon as a fish?
Perhaps a small mind. Lizard, fish, similar type, scaly. Is not end of world. I have proposal. Perhaps gods do not need meat. Perhaps we agree to do something for them. This goal is in line with ours. Perhaps we ask them for something shiny instead. Ask them to search for their...
I look down at the kobold again. I don't think this one has anything shiny.
No, but perhaps Tribe does. Or perhaps Tribe knows where it might be.
I take a boot to the meat stake or whatever, the meat stack against the tree. So I like walk over to it and kick it over in kobold. And
Kick it over in kobold?
I kick speaking in kobold, and I'm about to narrate what I say. My wizard says that gods do not need meat, and as I'm like kicking the meat stack over, it's probably frozen and takes a good shove to get the steak. Right. It's like a steak through 3 steaks.
I know, it's like 3 balls of snow with like a little bit of meat stuck on top.
Oh, okay. Well, even
it topples easily.
My wizard says gods do not need meat. We demand better tribute. And I look over to the kobold.
It just looks lost, like it has no idea.
The Ankh is like kind of golden, right?
Okay,
I produce the golden ankh and I just kind of show it. Like I do my best Vanna White. Like,
What treasures does your tribe hold?
Oh, bad have. And it points to the ankh. Bad.
Does Sleet hoard all the treasure around here? Or did the big dogs have treasure of their own?
It seems to not quite be understanding. It's like missing some words. Some things aren't translating quite well right here. And it like points to the weapons at your side and go, bad. And then it like points to the ankh that he's holding that's like kind of brass or bronzy colored and goes, bad.
Yeah.
You kill bad. You strong. You kill big bad. You kill big dogs. You kill bad too. You very, very strong.
Yes. Grimes, the giant slayer. I think I'd say to myself I guess I'm thinking in kobold now. Grimes, the dragon slayer. Hadn't thought of that one. Grimes has horrifying visions of getting roasted alive by a dragon. I guess frozen. That's even worse, even more terrifying down here. Ice breath? No thanks. No. But perhaps the big dogs?
Bad. You kill big bad.
Little one fancies us dragon slayers. I don't think they have any treasure. Sounds like the gnolls may have some bronze, but
perhaps
we ought to.
Not our concern then.
So we should get this information back to the captain. What do we do with this one? I nod to the.
Tell him the gods will consider their offer, and in our time and in our way, perhaps we will grant him his wish.
The gods will consider your offer, and in time, you may be wished. I'm new to kobold, okay? and I think we leave the clearing, leaving this befuddled kobold to ponder what just transpired. And I think we leave all the meat behind.
I'm definitely taking the meat.
You're taking the meat.
You guys head back to camp and notice the kobold follows you from a respectful 100 feet or so all the way back to your camp. The party's all together now and can discuss.
So, Faris, look, you get really bad at this game. You need to move this piece to attack from that side.
So before you start trash talking, can we make some gaming rolls here and see who wins this this match of Moncala or whatever it is that we're playing? Is it straight intelligence?
Yeah, you didn't say you win, did you? Yeah.
I think I don't have it on my weight. I have it written on my character sheet, but I usually leave it on 4. I guess if we're dragging our load around, you could have.
All right, so you win, and you start shit talking Ferris, and he says, "Reset the board."
Around this time that you're resetting the board when Grimes and Yaramir come like knocking on the tent door.
Behold your new kobold gods. Grimes strides into the tent confidently.
Excuse me? Have it.
Our loyal minions were just paying tribute.
Minions? Kobolds?
We found a kobold.
I look over his shoulder and see
I look
it.
out the tent. Is he following us still, Neal?
Totally following you. Yeah. Well, he stopped now that you guys are at the tent. He's 100 feet away or so, and is actually sitting down, cross-legged in the snow, like dragging snow and slowly burying himself in it.
Apparently, felling a giant is a big deal around here.
He wants to switch sides.
Fancies us beast slayers. Wants us to go after the gnolls in the tower next.
What's in it for us?
Oh, not much, but at least we got some good intel. And I guess I'll walk the party through it. So what are the bullet points? Towers in the south. Gnolls live in the tower. Gnolls did work with the giant. They do work with the dragon. Dragon's not in the tower. Dragon's further south.
So it sounds like the deal is if we kill the Gnolls, he'll show us where the dragon is.
He'll probably show us where the dragon is regardless, but why would you want to find a dragon?
Well, yeah. Depends how big it is.
It does sound like the dragon hoards most of the good treasure around these parts.
Makes
Perhaps
sense, right?
we do not need to fight a dragon. Perhaps we steal from the dragon.
Maybe. Right, Grimes, you just sneak in there. Just steal all its treasure. We'll wait out here.
Well, I don't believe that's quite how it would work, but
Well, certainly a dragon would be a great source of wealth, and if we could find some way to gain its hoard, then that might be mission over. We might all be able to go home if we got that far. But depending on the size of the dragon, I don't fancy our chances.
It might take a little bit longer, but we do have to consider that we don't have much in the way of options. We're a bit lacking in liquid assets right now.
We have to go south, and that's where the dragon is. So perhaps we could get the kobold to show us some sights along the way.
Why do we have to go south?
Well, where else do you want to go? Suppose we could go the other side of the mountains.
There's not much to the north.
Well, there's the other side of the mountains, right?
With all due respect, Captain, you look like shit.
Yeah, I don't mean right now.
You were tossed out of a tower not 3 days ago.
Perhaps the
The
kobolds
only
know
place
of a
we
cave.
should be going is back to the fort, right? We're not seriously talking about venturing south.
What do we do after we go back? We don't exactly have the funds to come back here again.
Well, I've been thinking about. Yeah, you're right. We haven't made anything this trip. I was thinking that we could head to the other sides of the mountains. There might be some wealth there.
as party accountant, we have enough money to come back. We left 5,000 copper in reserve.
Very well. Then we can head back. So one thing I want to ask, Neal. What did we establish with Zaz? I don't remember if we said that we get picked up at Treasure Town or near Saltport, since we knew we were circling that way.
I think.
And I know normally you kind of leave it up to us to remember these things, but it has been like a literal month and a half since we last played.
It's been a literal month and a half since your character was dropped off.
No, it hasn't.
Maybe not
It's
a
been
month.
like a week
Maybe
or
it's been a
two.
month.
It's been like a week.
I don't know.
It hasn't. Like we literally traveled to the
don't
tower and ran
remember-
away for a couple of days.
I have my notes, but I'm gonna let you guys remember, or rely on chat, or whatever tools you want to use to figure this out. You can figure it out.
It's definitely Treasure Town, right? Because Saltport has the ghosts. We entertained the idea.
We know that the ghosts are like in the building, though.
Yeah,
Just stay out of that building.
So we talked about Saltport, but then we.
And I think it's on the 25th that we're expecting Zaz back. I've got that written down. Expect Zaz back on the 25th, and I haven't written down in Saltport, so I imagine it's Treasure Town because that's where we got dropped off.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to the Treasure Town for the 25th.
Right. I just want to make sure we don't go all the way back to Treasure Town and never get picked up, because we knew we were circling up this way. So it wouldn't have surprised me if we decided to get picked up at Saltport.
We aren't getting picked up at Saltport.
We changed that plan from the previous time because we decided that wasn't a good plan.
Yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be the lighthouse.
The race to the treasure. So we just got picked up at Treasure Town.
Okay, sure.
So we need to get back there.
We probably don't want to take a straight shot.
We've got about a week. I am in no condition to fight a dragon.
No, but
No, not this trip, for sure.
And even Gnolls would be pushing it.
if we could heal up for a week, though, we could maybe fight the Gnolls.
I think we're
Perhaps-
best off heading back to Treasure Town.
The tower's right here. We do have the Gnolls on the run.
Yeah, and we could bring the kobolds with us.
There's no more dragon or no more giants.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe-
the Gnolls are probably running scared.
The kobolds could keep watch so we could all rest for a week.
How long has it been since we got here? How many days?
I think it's been about 14 days, 2 weeks.
What's the date then? When do we expect
Today
Zaz back?
is the 9th.
We expect Zaz back on the 25th.
Okay, so we have barely over 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Zaz
And
will
if we-
stick around
if we
for a
s-
week afterwards.
Yeah, but we want the week to be like our buffer window, not our banking on making it before she leaves us behind.
Yeah.
So look, It's unlikely that the gnolls have much other than
Lives.
weapons. Maybe steel if we're lucky. But is that really worth it?
No.
It's worth it just to reclaim ground in this area while the gnolls live.
We can
Right
do that
there
later.
is-
Well, are you setting up another fort? I think we're better off clearing Saltport.
There's no rush. We can always come back and kill them later.
Are we going to come back here, though? There's nothing else here for us. It's a long way to come out. It's very far from the coast.
There's a dragon.
No, not here, though. That's down
So all
south.
the more reason to skedaddle.
I mean, how much of a detour is it really to come back to this tower? Besides, within a few days of the attack, the gnolls are probably going to be at their highest level of awareness. If we wait, go back, come back, they're not going to be expecting us.
Why don't we just wait, heal up for a week here, and then see how we feel? We can head back to Treasure Town, because I'd rather
We have to
wait
cover,
here.
even on a straight shot, we have to cover, what, 40 miles to make it back to Treasure Town? And we're not going to do that. We're going to cut around through the woods.
Yeah.
We already have a long trip ahead of us, and Zaz is going to be coming back in almost 2 weeks.
But do you want to be waiting around in Treasure Town for a week, knowing that the dragon's been there?
Do you honestly think it's going to go back to Treasure Town now?
It's more likely to go there than here.
Why would it go back to Treasure Town? It took all the treasure. There's no treasure left in Treasure Town. Why would you go to a town called Treasure Town when it no longer has the treasure?
Maybe it's looking for us.
It's an empty town at that point.
I move to rename Empty Town.
No,
Disappointment Town.
it will be Treasure Town once again.
Well, what's the plan, Captain?
Did you find out how many kobolds this guy has with him?
1 and 1 and 1.
He means at least 16. Grimes'
Okay.
patience ran out about that time.
Do you think you could go and ask him how many gnolls there are in the tribe?
Sure, I'll bet there's 1 and 1.
Because we've killed what, like 7 or 8?
If we may say, I have experience with phonetics. If I have learned anything of them, they are patient. If we leave, come back and deal with this problem later, their love will still be there. Unless they are dead, and then they are not our problem.
Yeah, okay. Fair. Even if we don't fight the gnolls, though, do you not think it's better to stay here and heal up than it is to travel back to Treasure Town as we are wounded?
We could stay for a few days, but we should stay for a few days to treat our immediate injuries, not to prepare for combat.
Yeah.
I don't think we should stay for a full week, maybe 4 days.
Let's just stay here for 3 days then, and invite our kobold friend to hang out for a bit. Maybe we can get some more information out of him, since we won't be doing anything else.
Grimes, it seems we have found our high priest. I suggest you get him out of cold.
Flugel!
You look back,
Shut
and
up,
where the
Jen.
kobold was is now just like a complete mound of snow.
Yeah, I shout Flugel, hoping that he will pop out from his hiding spot.
You know, a nose pokes through, and the snow kind of shakes. Now it's just like a snout and a head, part of a head, looking out towards you.
Come, Flugel.
It gets out and kind of trots over to you cautiously. Not sure about all these other people, who they are, what they're doing.
Here, boy. Do we have any meat that we can lure him over with?
I have 8 hunks of meat.
It arrives and goes, Big Bad, you kill Big Bad. You kill Big Bad.
First, we need to rest. Do we let Flugel into the tent, or are we just chatting with it in front of the tent?
So
We'll
far
just
you're
chat
in
with him for a bit.
All right. And I think we'll have a frustrating day of translating for William.
But can we try and find out how many gnolls there are? Or how many gnolls he thinks there are? And if there's any other tribes near here.
Are we able to get such information out of Flugel, or does he
Why
not
don't
know?
you try?
While
All
Grimes is doing that, I'm gonna find like a sharp stick and start roasting one of the chunks of meat.
Right.
And I'm like going to be prepared to like offer this to him as part of it.
Yeah, I think what's happening is we're settling into camp here, right? We're going to build a fire outside as well as inside. Chopping down.
I think Ferris is staring intently at this Mancala board, wondering where he went wrong. And he kind of like absentmindedly says, Yaramir, you're a terrible cook. He sees you roasting this meat over the fire.
You do not have to eat it. I only need to impress small dog creature. I think his palate will not be as discerning as yours.
Oh, you better turn that one over quickly. I don't think even dogs like burnt meat.
He's very hot. Okay.
All right, Flugel. How many big dogs are there?
Many. Big dogs hunt Flugel. Flugel family for fun. Kill, leave and treat.
What's so funny? Is your
I mean, it's horrible, but it's really funny. Just the gnolls hunting kobolds for fun.
are there more big dogs than there are kobolds?
More than Flugel pack, not more than all pack.
More than Flugels. So there's. It sounds like there's more than 16. Do they know? Is there no kobold word for numbers, Neal? Do they not have an?
You gotta work with what you got right now, man. We'll figure it out as we go along.
So if I say so, there's more than 16. Is that not something that I can arky barky out?
Yeah, you can arky barky at it, and it nods.
Okay. Sounds like there's more than 16 gnolls, and if we've killed 7, I wasn't actually counting. Were we scalping them? I shout to Yaramir.
We were scalping them at one point. However, I have used many scalps, so counting them is not accurate anymore. At current, I have 6 unprinted gnoll scrolls. I have 6 gnolls. However, who knows where they came from?
So let's
Probably
say,
at least 10.
well, let's say worst case scenario, there's like 25 and we've killed 6, so there's about 20.
Flugel, do you track the gnolls? Track the big dogs? Like you tracked us? Do you know where they are right now?
He shakes his head. Pack, mini, little pack, all over. And dangerous. Flugel run when see big dog.
Don't they live at the tower? And I point to the mountains in the south. I don't know.
Tower, big home, little home everywhere.
Maybe we could roll up on them in their small enclosures. Kill small groups at a time.
Can you take us to big dogs?
Bad. You kill big bad. Big dog. Yeah. No big dog. Big bad.
Oh.
What's a big bad? They're all big bads.
Fish. It's the fish.
The fish?
Fish.
Yeah.
You don't care about the big dogs.
He shrugs.
Oh.
We're going to have to kill the dragon anyways. Just tell him it'll take time.
Who said we have to kill a dragon? I did not
Don't
sign
you
up
want
for
its treasure?
I show you where bad is. Big bad. I show you.
How long will it take? How many
far?
sons?
Oh, many sons.
1.
Uh-huh.
And 1.
Uh-huh.
And 1.
Uh-huh.
And 1. Okay, I mean, how many does it let me go?
It's probably gonna take like 10 or 12 days to get there. But you know that he is a kobold. He probably moves a lot more slowly than you.
But if he's taking us,
We're gonna go.
He
to
could
his
ride
face.
on your back.
We could master blast. Oh,
I mean, we
you beat me to
could
it.
scout 10 days south and run in terror if we accidentally spot a dragon. We could hug the mountains and where we've got cover under trees and stuff. Okay.
Does it live in the mountains?
Does the big fish live in the mountains, or
He nods enthusiastically. Up canyon.
Ah.
Way south.
does he fly outside?
Ever over here?
Up this far?
Sometimes. Usually,
does
stay south.
Does the fish eat kobolds?
Sometimes. Big fish, scary. Very scary. You kill Big Bad? We bring meat. We bring all meat. You kill Big Bad.
Grimes, ask him when the dragon turned up. Maybe his tribe's memory is long enough to guess this thing's age.
Yeah, how long has the
All time.
fish been here? All time?
All time.
Forever.
How long Kobold's been here?
How long have the
All
kobold?
So knowing him, that could be anywhere greater than 20 days.
time.
Maybe he knows how big it is. Does he have
How big is the big fish? As tall as a tree?
No.
smaller than a tree?
How long is it? Is it longer than a tree?
It points to its nose, and then it points to its butt, and it kind of like starts walking away from the tent.
Ferris
and
is gonna he has a dagger and he sticks it in the ground where he started walking away, and he's gonna follow him and find another thing to mark the snow with when he stops.
Nice.
Sure. He walks out like, I don't know, like 90 feet or so, and kind of looks back to where you guys are and puts his hands on his hips and kind of kicks the snow around a little bit and goes, this big.
Okay. All right. Does anyone know about dragons?
That's really big.
Yeah?
It's very big.
Shit.
I mean, if you can trust a kobold.
Yeah, his estimate is almost certainly off.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if even dragons get that big. Look at this, and you like look at how massive. Like it's 90 feet, dude. It's like a baseline. It's huge.
All right.
Is this including the tail?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you
Okay,
said tails.
that might make it a little bit. Okay, that might make it a little bit more reasonable. I was thinking body length.
So I've got a plan, right? Let's tell the kobold that we'll kill the dragon, but we need to return to gather off our power. But in the meantime, could the kobolds watch out for the gnolls while we rest up? Maybe they could alert us if the gnolls are on our trail.
yeah.
Because we'll get better
All right.
healing if we stay still.
All right, Flugel. Big Chief says that we'll kill Sleet for you. We'll slay your dragon. But we have to go back to heaven and gather our powers first.
Oh.
So the next time that we're in the south, it will be to slay your big bad.
When next time?
I mean, he's been here since all time. What's the rush?
Grimes chuckles and translates some, if that does translate.
But how we show you we know you? Where you? How we find you? Show where Big Bad is. Bad is.
How will we find the kobolds when we return? Perhaps we should just find the lair now.
It's too much of a detour. Because if we go down, we have to go back.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Sit here and hang out?
We will not have time to make it back to Treasure Town.
Okay,
That's the
so
problem.
So what we do is then, when we're ready to kill the dragon, we'll come here first and kill all the gnolls in the tower, and then the kobolds can meet us there.
We will return.
Yeah.
We will return to the tower, and I like.
Does the
point-
tower have like a big signal
mountains.
fire bit at the top? Like a tower would, I assume? Most towers, I assume, have signal fire spots at the top.
or at least a roof you could light?
And
a
why else would you
fire.
build the tower?
There is a roof. Yes.
Okay.
You would build a tower for area view over everything. But there is a roof and there are windows up high. You could build a fire that could be seen for miles around.
Okay.
All right.
Well, no,
When the
we'll light a signal fire in the tower and meet him on the road, not in the tower. It's possible the gnolls could light it before us. We don't want him to get himself killed.
we will light a fire. When the tower on the mountain spews fire, you will know that your gods have returned.
Perhaps
You will go.
God's
perhaps
not
we
here.
color fire, so it's different than normal fire.
That could work.
What kind of fire?
We color it.
Colored flame. Ooh. Yeah, when the tower
Blue flame.
when the tower burns with a blue flame, Flugel, you'll tell your pack to gather and meet us, and then you will take us
Right
south.
here? Meet here?
No, meet at the
At tower.
Meet at tower.
Mm-hmm.
Blue fire tower.
Mm-hmm.
What? How blue fire?
We are
Magic,
gods. We
Flugel.
will not be explained.
I told you, he's a wizard.
Oh, like Noel, like Big Bat, like a big dog.
What do the big dogs do?
Magic.
They have magic?
Mm-hmm.
Just one, right?
New plan. Do not fight the gnolls.
No, definitely fight gnolls.
Yeah.
Gotta make like a giant and ritual sacrifice all your wizards.
Plus a spell book.
Scary magic.
Just one, though, right? One witch.
This is where we find out Neal did allow clerics into this campaign.
I don't know. It kind of shrugs, not really sure.
One cleric would be a problem.
We bad magic. One. Don't know. It leans in kind of close. Big dog, make, and he points to the trees. Make tree, grab, and hold while big dog stab. Big dog, make you freeze, cold, no cold, but freeze, no move.
Sounds
Big
like
bad.
Seems the gnolls
that's
have a
cleric
shaman.
magic.
Big bad, take spear and twist and break. Big dog, summon ghost, attack.
Perhaps the gods have not abandoned Caldonia. Velthara may still be biding her time.
sounds like a druid, maybe. And the trees to attack people.
Could
And I
be.
think we're going to take a break here. It's been about an hour and change, so we'll see you guys on the other side of our break of Frozen Frontier. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.